Pistol Nation, today we got our pack giveaway for subscribers. Let's get it. What is up, Pistol Nation, my friends? So I know what you're here for, and we're just gonna jump right into it. I ain't gonna make you wait. So here is how the giveaway is going to work. First thing I want you to do, leave a comment down below. Who is your favorite hero in the game and why? Doesn't matter if they're a legendary, an epic, a rare, a common, an uncommon. Doesn't matter what it is. Just name whatever hero you like in the game and why you like them. That is the first step. All right, so from there, I will pick one random comment that from someone who lists their favorite character. After I pick that comment, I am then going to do step 2 and see if you are subscribed to the channel. Again, if you're not subscribed to the channel, or I cannot verify that you're subscribed to the channel, then I'm going to pick somebody else and start back from number 1 and pick a new comment. And then third is I have to see if you liked the video. So that is another important step, is you have to like this video. Comment down below your favorite hero why, subscribe to the channel, and pistol whip the heck out of this like button on this video. And then one person I will pick from that, and I will buy you, the winner, a pack. You will need to give me your account information, like your email and password, so I can get into your account. And then I will make a video live where I will actually show off who wins and me buying the pack for the person and all that good stuff. So it'll be fun and exciting. So aside from that, I did recently buy another pack. Machine Zone got me again, but we got our YouTube money in. We got our YouTube money this month, came in, like I said, so it was okay. It was YouTube money, paid for it. But I got the new research pack. So we'll go over to the research. I'm working on that now. If we go to right here, the advanced combat. I bought a pack specifically for this. It was like $20, I think. And we go and we check this out. These buffs are absolutely insane, right? So right now on this tier 1, it was like 10% or 20%, all physical attack, all energy attack, which is absolutely insane. Now right here we have next level benefits. This is what I'm working on right now. The research is long though. It was like 7 days, and I had to speed it up a ton, and I'm still have like a day and 2 hours left. But I'm going to get 100% physical attack and energy attack boost when this is done research, which is crazy. That's huge for all my characters. That's what I love. No specific, types or anything. All my characters get this buff. I've already seen a huge difference in just this first level 1 with the 20% increase. Has been absolutely insane. I have no idea what this 100% is going to be like. It's going to be crazy. I mean, these buffs are insane. Like, the first tier is like 20% max health, 200% defense, extra defense, plus 400 attack. But like, if you look at the tiers, like look at these tiers. Level 2, it jumps up to plus 3,500. Level 3, it jumps up to over 6,000. I mean, these buffs are insane. The advanced combat is sick. Check out this all attack percentage. Look at this, 175%, 255. At the top, level 10, it's 1,000%, which is probably going to be super, super expensive. You're probably going to have to spend a couple $100s to unlock that, but it's absolutely insane. This advanced combat is so strong. I mean, it is so OP. What else has been going on? There was something else I wanted to talk about. Do we have any events going on? I don't think, nothing really yet. Oh, we're supposed to get, today's Tuesday. I think tomorrow that Battle Royale feature comes out or something. So I'll make a video probably tomorrow on that. Once that Battle Royale update thing drops, we'll see what that's all about. We'll check that out. But other than that, things have been kind of quiet. Just kind of been, let me show you what I've been doing right now. I was able to, we got Fallen Air, with our shards. So we got enough shards and we were able to finally get Fallen Air, which is pretty cool. She's pretty good. The main reason I needed her is because she's a dark, like she's a legendary dark, really strong. So what I've been doing is, if we go into the bounty board, we'll go into guild conquest bounties. If you go to the silver one right here, the bounty that gives you silver, you need lights and darks only. So this has helped me out. I got a little bit further down here. I was stuck at like, I think like level 5, I think, for like the longest time, because I just didn't have any good darks, lights or darks. But now, as you can see, because I got that Fallen Air, I was able to do a lot more. So we're at 12 now. So it's not a lot of silver, but we're getting some extra silver. We're stuck though at this one. We can't really progress any further at this one because we need these infusion 4s. So I have a lot of like infusing to do for these darks. So I'll probably do that later, but this is a really good way to get some extra silver. What else do we got going on? Oh, one thing I want to talk about is the stats. So like, what stats should you be focusing on? Because there's a bunch of different stats, right? Like what should you be prioritizing? Because there's a bunch. Let me show you. You know, we have health, we have speed, physical attack, defense, energy defense. Like there's a lot of different stats. Now I want to say that there are a few that are very important. So I'm going to kind of like explain my personal opinion on what I think is very important. So the number one thing that's so important is speed. Okay, speed is like the number one. Like if I had to say, out of all of these stats, like out of literally all these stats, I would say speed is the number one stat. Like you need to be focusing on your character's speed. It's so important. Why? Well, it determines when and how often a hero acts in combat. So this is so important. If you ever notice when you go into like a PvP battle and your opponent may attack first before your character does, and you get one shot. Like a lot of times you'll be in PvP battles and you will go up against the epic guy. Where's the epic guy? Right here. You go up against the Cyclone or the other version of him, and you just get, your whole team gets one-shotted by his ultimate. His ultimate is insane. The what is it? The right here, the Blade Master. His ultimate is absolutely insane, and he can just, if they have a strong Cyclone or the other guy, you're gonna get one shot. So that's so important that you want to have your character's speed high, because you don't want your team to get one-shotted, right? You want to be the one doing the one-shotting. So you want to have like all your characters, it's very important to have all your characters like top tier speed. Like you want to have the speed stat as high as possible, because you want to get those attacks off first. Literally, I can't tell you how many times, just because I have Juliet and her speed's pretty high, her ultimate ability is absolutely sick, and if she gets to go first, even if I just do auto battle, it automatically does her ultimate and we just win. Like I just win PvP battles like it's nothing, because she one-shots the entire team, because I have her so strong. So watch this. Like I'm gonna go and show you, like jump into like a really quick PvP battle. Let's see, we do underground. We got a new season over here. Oh, we got some buffs. Let's see, I might be able to take them. And another thing you can do, like for the PvP battles, is like look at your opponent and see if they have someone who has a strong AoE ultimate attack. So right now, like looking at their team, they really don't have anyone too strong. The ones you really need to look out for is Juliet. If your opponent has a Juliet at like level 50, you got to be really cautious, because there's a very high chance that if you go up against them, you're going to get one shot by their Juliet if she goes first. So Juliet's when you want to look out for. Cyclone one-shots teams by himself. Sarge's ultimate is sick. He can one-shot teams by himself. I'm trying to think who else. There's a couple different characters who can like one-shot an entire team if they go first, because their ultimate is so strong. I mean, like it's just sick, and like that's so frustrating, right? Like you don't want to just get absolutely demolished. Like See what I mean? Like, okay, they're around Arano. He just went first because he had higher speed than us, and as you can see, he almost one-shot our entire team. The only people who survived was Juliet and Sarge. He did his ultimate ability and almost wiped out my entire team. Now watch this. We're going to have Juliet's going to do her ultimate, and she's going to absolutely smash their team. And we're gonna get the burn effect too. And as you can see, this person we're going up against had a way higher power than us too. So we're actually surviving pretty good. We might lose this though. I'm gonna just speed it up. Yeah, we'll probably lose this. Yeah, we lost it, which is fine. It's understandable. The opponent we were going up against had like almost 200,000 power higher than us, which is fine. But I just wanted to give you like an example of it. Like if I pick somebody who's a little bit weaker, like this 211, he's pretty weak. We're like, you know what I mean? We're 2 times higher than him. And watch, our Juliet will go first. And this is just easy win. Like our Juliet goes first and she just, like, you see what I mean? Just absolutely demolished him. There are Arano survived one last time, but everyone else got one-shotted. You want to make sure that you have high speed because you don't want that stuff to happen. I'm telling you, you want to at least get the advantage. Speed is so important. I'm sitting here like talking about it like sound like a broken record, but it's so important. The next thing I want to stress is accuracy and resistance. These two are really important, and I think these are like people kind of don't look at them too much. It can be like situational and it depends, but most characters, like if you look at their abilities, most characters have like effects, like they'll have like buffs or debuffs, like burns. Like if you look at your character and they have something like burn or physical attack down, any debuffs, chance, you want to have high accuracy, because accuracy is what makes those effects hit more often. So the higher your accuracy, the more likely your character is to inflict bleed, inflict slowdowns, physical attack down, defense down, critical down, like all that stuff. It's very, very high chance to inflict those. And then vice versa, the resistance is what will stop your opponent from debuffing you, which is also very important. So accuracy and resistance are probably like the next two, because if you get hit with those burns, those damage over time effects, slowdowns that slow your speed down, slow your defense down, like those are huge. So speed is the first one. Accuracy and resistance is the next one. Then I want to say it goes hand in hand with attack and defense. Those are pretty important, and critical chance too, depending on your character. Like these next ones kind of go based on your character. If you have a energy attacker, then obviously you're going to want to have their energy attack up higher, you know, and you're going to want their physical attack, physical defense, energy defense. Well, actually, I forget what I just said. They can only have the one because they'll have physical attack. She won't have energy attack because she's not an energy attacker. But they will have physical attack, physical defense, and energy defense. That's what I meant to say. They will have both the different defenses, but they will only have an attack for their type. So Juliet is a physical, so she will only have physical attack. However, she does have physical defense and energy defense. So again, this depends on who you're going up against. It's a lot easier to decide on which stat to increase when you go and you look at like the bounties and the campaigns, like the PvE, player versus everyone, or you know, the computer or whatever you want to call it. It's a lot easier to see the opponents that you're going up against, so you can decide, okay, I need to have high physical defense to go up against this bounty. But PvP battles, when you're going up against other real players, it's a little different, where you just kind of want to have both of it balanced. It's a lot of situational stuff. Like you want to have critical chance high for everyone in a sense, but the characters that have those abilities that are focused around critical hits and critical hit ups and doing more crit damage, you want to have those stats higher for them in particular, like because it's a certain build. So if your character face focuses on critical damage, then you'll definitely want to have your critical chance up higher on them as opposed to another character like your support. Like if you have like my regular support here and he doesn't like have anything, you know, he's not putting out a lot of damage, so I don't really care if his critical chance isn't too high, you know what I mean, because he's not really putting damage out. And that goes hand in hand with like your gear, right? So you don't want to, I wouldn't put a gear on my character that's going to increase his crit chance, you know what I mean, for my support, because that's not what he's doing. When I'm building like my support character, I'll look for gear that has health. Health is very important for your support character because you want them to survive as much as possible. The one thing that happens with the support characters is they can die very easily. They can get one-shotted very easily. They just don't have like too strong survivability. And with Saranax, that legendary guy who's like a support killer running around, you can absolutely demolish your support. And support is probably one of the most important types in this game because they're so strong with their buffs and debuffs and heals and all the different effects over time. Effects over time are so strong. Of course, unless you know you have really OP characters like Juliet or Sarge who have high speed and they just go in and one-shot the entire team. You know, but other than that, like if a battle is going on for more than one round, then you want to have a strong support. And like the number one thing I would say is they want to have high health for your support and high defense. You don't really necessarily care about their attack. Like their attack isn't that important unless it goes hand in hand with their healing. Like there are some supports that'll say they heal a certain amount, like a certain percentage based on what their attack stat is. So it'll say like heals 50% of their physical attack. Well, if that's the case, then you want to have their physical attack pretty high because then that heal is going to be based off of their physical attack. So that's very important. But if you have like a regular support that's just kind of doing buffs and debuffs and stuff, then you don't necessarily want to worry about that. It's more about like their accuracy, because you want to make sure that their debuffs and their debuffs hit the opponent. The resistance, you want to make sure they have high resistance, and you want to make sure they have high health because you don't want them to die. And defense too, like defensively. So that's very important. Another thing is tanks. For when you're building your tanks, you want to kind of almost build the tank the same way as the support. Again, it depends on what their abilities are. If you have a tank who focuses on taunting a lot, then you'll want to have high defense and high HP, but more so defense, because if they have high defense, then when your opponent attacks, they'll do like 1 damage. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but there'll be sometimes when you'll be in a PvP battle or just any battle in a sense, and the opponent will attack you and their characters will do like 1 damage. Like it'll show up as like 1 damage because they're so weak. Like if I put like my level 60 Juliet against somebody who's like level 30 or 40, at a point like they'll do like a regular attack and it'll only do like 1 damage. It'll show 1 damage, 1 damage, 1 damage, and like that's all she takes. And the reason for that is her defensive stats are so high that it trumps your opponent's physical, I don't want to say physical, but physical or energy attack. So if we go over here and look, if my defensive stat is higher than my opponent's attack, then they will only do 1 damage. So that's why that happens. Like if you're ever wondering, like you get into a battle and maybe you attack an opponent and you're like, what the heck? Why did my character only do 1 damage? It's because your character's attack is so much lower than your opponent's defense. If your opponent's defense is higher than your character's attack, it will only do 1 damage, and that's the minimum it does. So it'll always do 1 damage. Like, there's no way to avoid an attack. Your character will always put out damage. But again, if the defensive stat is higher than the attack stat, it'll only register as 1 attack. And it has a lot more to do than that. Like, you could just read these numbers and be like, okay, it's 9,931 defense, but then maybe my opponent's attack is a little bit higher. And you'll be like, well, that doesn't make sense. My attack is higher than their defense. But aside from that, then you also have to take into consideration all the extra bonuses. So guild bonuses don't show up here. Lifetime membership, lifetime membership bonuses, I was gonna say, like the lifetime bonuses do not show up here. Like, if you buy a pack and it has a lifetime membership for something, those don't necessarily show up here. Your research does not show up really here. So if you go into your research and you get that like 20% or 100% extra damage or whatever, like this 2.25 energy support, that stuff doesn't really show up in your actual character stats. So that's just like extra bonus that you don't necessarily know. You know what I mean? So that's one thing that's kind of tough. But just to let you know, that's why the 1 damage thing occurs. Because the opponent's defense is higher than your character's attack. So that's why when you're building a tank, it's so strong if you're going to have a tank that does taunt, to have their defense really high. Because then when your opponent attacks them, it'll just be like 1 damage. And it won't even matter if they have high health or not, because their defense is so high that your opponent just can't put any damage on them. So that's very, very important. And then when you're building like your attackers, you just kind of, want to look and see if they have a good ult. If they have a very strong ult that like attacks everyone, you obviously want to level that up the most, and then you want to just have their attack as high as you can, because you want them to one-shot. Like, having a good one-shotter on your team is very important, like super important. I think every single person, no matter what build you have, you should have at least 1 attacker on your team who's a one-shotter. And by one-shotter, I mean they have high speed, which lets them go first every time, and then they have an ultimate ability that attacks all enemies and is very strong and has the chance to wipe out an entire team. You want to have at least 1 character like that on your build, like on your team, because they're so strong. Just do their crit chance, energy attack super high, or physical attack, whatever their type is, their attack super high. You don't necessarily have to worry about their defense, but just attack, because you just want to have them one-shot the opponent. But yeah, those are just some extra bonus tips for building your characters. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Pistol whip that like button, hit that subscribe button for more mobile gaming content. Don't forget to enter the contest, the giveaway. And with that being said, we have 1 free premium summon for Magnus. We're going to do it right here live on the video. And maybe our 1 in 10,000th chance, we will pull him for free. So can we get some hype? We got a blue. We got a blue. Dude, that would be so sick if we pulled him for free. But I will see y'all in the next video. In the next video, we'll have the giveaway winner. So make sure you enter the giveaway correctly. And I love y'all. Stay safe. Stay happy. Peace.
The rebound, my post to say now. I've been humble too long, yeah. Tell them all to stay calm, yeah. Tell them all to move on, yeah. My post to say now. They be lost in the sauce, yeah. Took a loss, that's your loss, yeah. Had to get my point across, yeah. Heard them lanes was talking now, and we don't pay that no mind.